Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maven. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. Good people, being that we just experienced a bit of a heavy weather element, if you're concerned about your home or the things around it, or getting getting things checked out before the winter months hit or before the next onslaught of Mother Nature, let me say, let me take a second to remind you that your home is your fortress and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course, they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? So let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling, and write this down, people, 502-219-7964 today. So, Steve.
Also, shout out to Larry O'Bannon. Did you see that? He is now works for Louisville, not basketball, but Louisville University. He's a assistant director of development of the Cardinal Athletic Fund.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they just announced it like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, so,
that is awesome.
Yeah, good for him, man. It's good to have him back involved.
Getting your university in good hands, people that care about doing the right thing. Yeah, I fully endorse that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another thing I noticed today.
I'm listening.
I'm a snob for this type of stuff, so I can't wait. You'll probably know even what I'm going to say already, but they are putting the decals. They put out a tweet of the white helmets, so it looks like we're going to be going white helmets down in Georgia.
Okay, is that a Jeff Brom old school influence?
I think so. I think you're going to see the old combo back a lot too. The white, red, white, type stuff. I mean, I still think we'll do other stuff, and I think we'll have some fun jerseys.
I could do a full throwback year, Steve.
Well, I mean, the white helmets have almost became fun again because we really have wore more red and black helmets than we have white.
Yeah, I know.
Over the last few years.
I know. Did you send me that? Because I want to get that. I want to get that imagery in my head before I'm gonna make another
right now. U of L Equipment put it out this morning. So they're 3 days till kickoff. We're putting our decals.
This is exactly what you need.
I like it.
This is exactly what you need.
I like it.
And they have the cardinal bird in the position it should be. Steve, does it bother you when you see the cardinal bird on the back of people's cars leaning on its back and stuff like that? Does that drive you crazy?
It doesn't bother me the way it does some people. I mean, I'm like, I don't really know how you think that looks good, but but it's like,
I mean, but here's the thing, Steve, I get it. Because you're just looking, I see people and they're just looking for a straight edge.
Jeez, Karan Davis might be good.
So they can.
Sorry, just keep going.
That's exactly where I was going.
No.
Karan Davis, his shorts.
The red and white shorts.
Those are the CUSA shorts. Yeah. Those are the ones I wore. Those are the ones I have right now. Those are the ones I saw Danny Manning in. I'm like, oh my God, I love this. I love the shorts he's out there playing in. He's got some nice moves. You got to keep that ball low, though.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll get to that. Right. But yeah, so think you'll start to see a little more of that, though.
The surprise room of the Georgia Tech game.
Surprise room. Wow. See, and
these, like I said, these are blind. These are blind predictions. These are just kind of tapping into what how you can justify.
It could only be two for me, though. And
okay. If your receivers ball out, are you going to say that's just a Brom thing?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's why I say to me it would have to be tight ends or linebackers because they're the only two rooms that I'm a little squeamish about. The other ones, I mean, if the O-line's awesome, I'm going to be. Do you see that picture the other day they posted with Willie Tyler?
Mm-mm.
He's a mammoth. I was like, oh my God, he's one of my starting tackles. And so I'm not going to be surprised.
You know what's going to be the surprise room, Steve?
I'm listening.
And this may be a tad bit of inside information. It may not be.
Okay.
We'll just act like it is, just for the sake of the show.
Okay.
Or it may be just Marcus reading them between the lines and.
Between the Lions. That could be his new podcast. reading in between the lines.
You know today's cut day.
I know. You ain't got nothing to worry about. No chance. he
Nikki,
gets
come
cut,
get your
baby.
boy.
Not a chance.
Come get your boy, Steve. With
Not
the, what you call it? The
single-
Maloki.
What did they say about the Titanic? They were like, yeah.
He's
They were like,
pissing me off.
God couldn't cut Jalen Reeves Maven. Hey, I knew it. Oh, that's that thing you didn't know, right? What's a Maloki? Okay. Okay. Got you. Okay.
Steve.
Yeah.
Maloki aside.
Yes.
Do you know what's going to be the surprise room?
I'm listening.
Special teams.
That's a good one.
You know why?
I'm listening.
Because you haven't seen special teams in 4 years.
Okay.
You know what you've seen?
Uh-huh.
Fair catch.
Yeah.
You know what you've seen? Take a knee.
Well, okay. Yeah, you're talking about special teams as a whole. I
Yes.
like that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
You're
returns and everything.
Mainly
Not just kickers.
Mainly kick returns.
Okay.
Mainly kick returns.
That's not a bad. That's not a bad call.
Jeff Brom talking about we want to be aggressive. Yesterday he said it during press conference. We want to be aggressive in all areas.
Okay.
Offense, defense, and
Sure.
special teams. That means he's looking for every edge to keep the ball. Satterfield talked about it. You know, hey, get my look. He trusts his offense. He trusts his numbers. You know, so he was just like, he was not like I said. Hassan Hall or whoever else needed 15 yards of runway before he would even dare kick return. And I, like I said, I got it. And if I'm a coach,
It's safe.
It's safe. It's safe.
The numbers probably say it's safer to play that way. I mean, some coaches go by the numbers. I mean, what is it? Lane Kiffin? Who was it that they go by the numbers on fourth down?
Downs,
it's like a certain area. It's like you go for it no matter what.
Yep.
Because the numbers say more times than not, you'll get that.
You're past. It's like if you're past the 50.
Yeah.
If you're past the 50, anything under 4.
Yeah.
4th and 4. It's like, dude, go get your 4 yards.
Yeah.
What do you think Jeff Brom's line is going to be?
Had a little was that Jimmy East World right there
in the background?
Yeah, it was awesome. they corrected it. Okay, I think you will see more of that.
Special teams, I think they're going to start.
I think they have a whole package drawn up for that, like
for
short yard situations. Yeah, third,
yeah,
fourth.
And if you have a 5th year senior quarterback, you have to trust that you can go for a lot of 4th and 4s.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I've always had a theory too. Coach Steve Rummage, another one of Coach Steve Rummage isms would be anytime you're within a yard, I would have a hot call, a head tap, whatever, but it would be a hot call. If it's 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, whenever, it would be a hot run to the line, sneak. Because I think you just get that first down. I think the first down's valuable.
One of my biggest disappointments is I just knew that Bobby Petrino and Puma Pass were going to do that.
Yeah. I don't know why more teams don't do that.
I thought listen, but here's the thing.
Even though there must be a reason, because I don't think I'm outsmarting every coach in America.
You know what? You may be, Steve, because listen, Tom Brady did it. It was like, well, yeah, right? And you watch Jalen Hurts do it.
I know.
You're like, yeah.
I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. If it's a 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, 2nd and 1, I don't care. If it's a 1, we're calling NASCAR, whatever. Get to the line, sneak. You know what I'm saying? Get that first down.
And yeah, like the biggest problem is just trusting your linemen to hold their water
Yeah, because I mean,
and
if
explode.
yeah, I'm sorry. Like, if I'm not gonna, I'll sit in the press conference after the game, and they go, "Steve, why did you go for it on 4th and 1? Sneak up the middle." I'm like, uh, Brian Hudson, you want to bring Brian in here? Brian, why didn't y'all get that?
You would throw your offensive lineman directly under
I
the
mean,
bus.
like, come on, dude. Like,
If
I mean,
I have-
of course I wouldn't do that, but I mean, in any certain way, I would just have to give the answer, like, you know what, I trust my guys. That's probably how I would answer.
Would you go Jim Harbaugh?
I trust my guys to give
Lamar, want to go for it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So this is your fault.
Yeah, I mean, hey, like, you know, if you can't get a yard, like, what are we doing here?
I would definitely have. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
but listen, I do think though within the next year they're going to outlaw, or they're going to try to do something to counteract the Jalen Hurts. Because if they let him do that, because sometimes, Steve, at Jalen Hurts' size, they're going to be able to get 4 and 5 yards out of these. Like, think about it.
Yeah.
Steve, these second and sevens where you bring in 4 receivers, but you have a heavy offensive line package.
Yeah.
Like, or you know, if you have dominant offensive linemen, you know, like, I don't know why they don't do it more in those spread formations.
Yeah.
It's not like if you got a decent sized quarterback, you know, I'm talking about 4 down linemen, my offensive lineman, 1 big tight end. Dude, go push him.
No, I totally agree.
Go push him for 5 yards.
And don't shotgun it. Don't.
Yes.
Like, I'm like, no, man, go get right up on the line and go.
I do. Yeah. Yeah. But again, I think they're going to try to coach that out of the game. Is Plummer going to be under center?
I think you'll see some under center. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I mean, not every play, but I think you'll see a lot of different variations.
You think more under center?
Did you hear who was well, you know what? We'll talk about that in the second hour because I want to get all my facts straight. But I mean, they talked a little bit about the variations of plays this year as opposed to some of the stuff they dealt with last year.
Coach Brom.
Coach Brom to Coach Satterfield. Yeah. Some interesting comments about that.
The limited.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I just couldn't help myself. Once it popped in my brain. Go ahead and play us out, Nikki. Once it popped into my brain what he said, I'm like, maybe the receivers weren't just whining.
Yeah.
Maybe we lost Tyler Harrell for a reason. Maybe we lost a guy early to going in the pros for a reason. But you hate retroactively just
of course
throwing
of course
every situation under the bus. But yeah, people, like I said, listen, feel free to jump in on this. We're getting excited. Nikki, you can go ahead and play us out. Or do you not want to play us out?
It's like, are we connected?
Actually,
is Nick connected?
Actually.
Hey, Nick. Well, good. Hey, Mark's in the bathroom. He'll be out in a second. If you need to come back, I can come back. It don't matter. Okay, cool. How's your sex drive, Nick? Speeding.
I mean, even if it disconnected, disconnect like disconnect a minute.
We're back.
Battery's fully charged. I think they got to turn it down in the back. They might turn it down in the back. It's too loud.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't really hear it like that, but I don't know if it's. But I'm also listening through here, so.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maven. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. As we begin our second hour on 93.9 The Ville, I need to take a second to give a special thanks to one of the newest members of the team, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, for every home, building, business, or municipality that all rely on the movement these pumps provide. The moment you need a water or sewage pump, you should think of Kentuckiana Pump Sales. They're like our first responders or essential personnel people. Over 35 years of experience, best service, fairest possible price, and it's right in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Go see Harold or go see Mark. They will find out exactly what you need. Utility, sump, affluent, grinder, sewage, anything you need. 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana. Of course, give them a call, 812-725-9217, or simply visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
Yeah. Okay. So we got a little news here. So apparently Nolan Smith is interviewing for a G League job for Capital City Go head coaching position. He's one of two that are. Let me see. I'm pulling it up here again. Sorry. It's Nolan Smith and Cody Toppert at LSU. This is Nolan Smith, arrived in Louisville in 2022 as an assistant. He spent 6 years on Mike Krzyzewski's staff at Duke. Smith is intimately familiar with the DMV, having played with high school ball, prep ball. Louisville staring down the barrel of a second consecutive losing season. I don't agree with that. And
Whoa.
Smith has had his eyes on the NBA for a long time. He's considered one of the best assistants in the country, and this may be the right time to make the move. So I'm not saying he's taking it yet, but
Who's saying he's staring? They're staring down.
Trilly Donovan. What's
staring down the barrel of a second consecutive? Wouldn't that be a third, though?
It would be a third. It would be a third consecutive losing season.
Or fourth.
So if Nolan Smith takes that job, what do you think?
I don't know.
I think it'd be interesting to see who you hire. I mean, right. At this point in the game, I mean, man, we're talking if that ends up being the case. I mean, it's September. It would be in September. So now, I mean, I believe Kenny Payne has connections to be able to make it,
Yeah, I don't think the hire would be like a problem. Like, okay, do you get a recruiter or do you get a coordinator?
I get a coordinator guy. I mean, you know what?
Get an OG coordinator like Michigan, like Juwan Howard when got beat. Was it not Beeline? Yeah, I might add a coordinator to my staff.
Yeah, but if I was going to make changes like that, I would make a couple more changes too. But that's just me. I would like to see bring in if you did that, I'd like to see you bring in a guy on the court type coordinator guy.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would also kind of like to see you bring in an ace recruiter. From somebody
The monster just
at another spot.
Just go get the cheater
on the 3
who's the
seats.
Who's the best? Who's the best get it done guy in all of college?
Right, I know.
Yeah, go get him. You know who I was thinking? I was like, go up to Illinois and get one of those guys.
Yeah,
go get a recruiter from Creighton. Somebody that got no business being a good recruiter.
I know.
Mm.
I know. Yeah. How does this guy get? Yeah.
I don't know necessarily. Like I said, I don't think. I don't know. I mean, I know he's connected. It wouldn't. I don't think. Put it this way, it wouldn't push me either way, and I still wouldn't think that would affect this season. I think.
No.
I think.
Well, I don't think it matters because I mean, I think you're still. Again, I don't think there's a story out there that could change.
Yeah, change the narrative.
On
this
season.
Yep.
You win or lose.
Yep.
We're gonna find out.
Yep.
You've got a really good roster.
You got a roster.
Nolan Smith leaving, if he were to do that, shouldn't set you back that far.
And you wouldn't have an emotional
and if it does, then that's your fault.
That's your fault. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that. Listen, I think that's the best part about this entire offseason is I comfortably say it's a
good team over there, man.
It's a good roster.
It's a good roster.
It's a good roster.
Yeah. There's nothing that could happen. Even Nolan Smith if he were to leave in September, I would still say, and again, there's no indication that he's leaving.
Right.
He's interviewing for a GA
He has
job.
to interview for that job.
Of course he does,
Mm-hmm.
But even if he did, and if they offered it, he might. I mean, I wouldn't blame him. I mean, it's a step into the NBA. But my thing is, even if he did, I still would have to say, I still expect you to win, man.
Yeah, and it's not like, okay, we learned in
William Wesley.
Put him on. Yeah. First of all, your season expectations will not change.
Yeah.
Second of all, the recruiting landscape has absolutely changed. We the McKenzie thing.
Yeah.
Between the McKenzie situation, the Trent Flowers situation, right?
Yeah.
And I'd almost go add the Tyler Johnson situation. We know that, like I said, these 1 year replaceable rosters or your off season, with your transfer market, your replaceable rosters. I don't even think the recruiting expectations change. It's like, no, you should have a guy that, with all our resources at Louisville, you should be able to put another guy in that spot, that can get it done the same way in recruiting. Yeah, like I said, as much value as I think come to the table with Nolan Smith, I think we are equally met. Like basically, we value you, you value, what the program can do for you. I just think it's no expectation change in recruiting or this season.
Yeah, and that's what we say, man. I mean, I know somebody will twist that and say we're taking up for Kenny Payne, but I mean, I don't think I
thought we were putting
it doesn't matter.
On.
Listen, man, one thing I've learned about this whole Louisville basketball situation is it doesn't matter. People have made their mind up one way or the other. I swear to God, the Louisville basketball situation is worse than the Republican Democrats. It's like, dude, the presidential election. It's like, if they've decided you're taking up for Kenny Payne, that's like somebody put on, I was reading on, like, you're going to love this. You love when I mention the message boards. I was reading on there and there's like a whole thread talking about how we take up for Kenny Payne and especially you. And then right in the middle, one guy was like, well, I talked to him at the spring or at one of the practices here recently. And he said, if he loses, he's probably going to get fired and should. Something like that, And they were like, yeah, but he still takes up for him. It was just like, it was almost like, yeah, I don't care. He's still just going to take up for him. It's like, no, I just told you. He said if they lose, he should probably have, it might be time to move on. No, it don't matter. It's like people just make their mind up with that. But yeah, no, I mean, I agree. To me, and again, and this is what I've told a lot of people, the way we covered the team last year will not be the way we covered the team this year.
No,
I don't think that roster was very good. And I think he gave them a chance to play. I think they could have been better. I think he could have squeaked out a few more games. Probably should have.
Mhm.
I think he was wrong in that.
Mhm.
I would have mucked it up in 112. Some people are like, well, should he have? This is just my opinion. Some people are like, well, would that be any better? I'm like, yes, it would. It would have been.
Emotionally.
Yeah, I'm like 4 was just really bad.
Yep.
But this year,
But
to
again,
me,
and 12 would have been
the
same. I don't think 12 would have swayed many people. The joke is just a little better.
Oh no, I agree.
The joke, all it happens is the joke is a little better with 4 instead of 12.
But I still think 12 is really bad.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm sorry, 4 though. I think 4 is just
4 is horrible.
Yeah, like to me, I would have mucked it up and won a few more games. But with that said, this year I'm the complete opposite. Mm-hmm. I'm very bullish on this roster. I think it's a really good roster. I'm like, if you can't win with this, then I know.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. This isn't football. You don't get a couple years, man.
Yeah, to all naysayers, it's like the best thing that could have happened is he bound. Like I said, the naysayer, the best thing that could happen is you bounce back with a top 5 roster, with a top 5 class.
Yeah,
transferred, all that good stuff. So I'll know. I won't have to say, okay, I've seen inconsistency from these same guys. For multiple years. Like I said, and I could say, hey, you need to be more of a taskmaster with them. I could say you need to do this, you need to do that, or I can say, hey, do it with your guys, and if you still think you did it the right way, if we win, we win, and you were right.
Yeah,
if we don't, you were wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't think.
Oh no, and listen, I'm a savage with this. That's why I say. That's why I'm like, look, you can argue with me on the boards, on Twitter, wherever you want. I'm the arguing with the terrorist on this one. Because if we move on from him, I'll be like, yeah, it was a good move. Who's my next guy? and then I'm gonna ride for that guy. Like that's gonna be, man. I'm sorry. Like if you're mad at me for being too much of a Louisville fan, then you're really gonna hate me.
It's funny. I made somebody watch The Scheme recently, right?
Yeah,
and they were talking about how basically I defended Rick Pitino, and how did I know that Rick Pitino wouldn't get in trouble?
Yeah,
and I was, and then I was just kind of talking about how you were fighting ghosts with Rick Pitino, and I was like, hey, just imagine. Look, you remember the joke they made about me swinging like Boys in the Hood, like in an empty room, that don't be a menace.
Yes,
yeah, that's what it felt like. Defending Rick Pitino, but you just know, you're like, hey,
right.
But hey, he didn't know what was going on in dorms.
No,
players would beat a coach up,
right?
If they were showing up in the dorms.
Why are you here?
Yeah, right. I mean, he had to know what was going on in the dorms. No. Unless the only way that you go to the dorms is if a kid locks himself in the room and refuses to come out.
Yeah.
Then a coach has to show up. Outside of that, you're so angry at coaches in the dorm rooms that you'll be like, you're on my turf. And I'll be violent. But let's get back to our football conversation. My God, Steve.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you got that right around the corner. I tell you what, Steve. I am going to open it up for phone calls. I'm going to continue with the surprising group conversation and a little more football stuff. But let's stay on task. Let's keep Nikki on task. Let's take a quick commercial break. 939 The Ville.
Let's do it.
Say that again. Yeah, it'll yeah, so y'all can't start like of the argument. This is already just this is beautiful. I know. What up? What up? Yep, we are good.
No, I haven't. I'm gonna do it when we come back right here.
Can you go royalty free, Nikki? You said what? Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maven. 8150. 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station, people. The card season kicks off at 7:30 on Friday as they take on Georgia Tech in Atlanta. And we're getting you ready for kickoff with more than 24 hours of pregame coverage on 93.9 The Ville and the ESPN Louisville app. Join us as we take you up to the network coverage at 6 p.m. Stay with us for the call-in post-game show with Mark Ennis immediately following or immediately after the network post-game show. Also, Tune into the Brahm Show tonight at 7 p.m. on 93.9 The Ville and the ESPN Louisville app.
Forgot I didn't have a microphone in my hand. I was like, I about started talking. I was
you were looking at me with the headset on.
I was like, wait a minute.
You got to get one.
I know.
I
do. I really do.
Charge it to B-Dubs. Put it on their expense.
Yeah, that's what I should do. That's what we should do. Let me say this really quick. Let me get this in. If I was going to bet on something, it would be
Louisville over Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I was going to say it would be the Cards. And now, listen, I can do that right here in Kentucky. So what I'm doing is I'm calling all sports fans in Kentucky. In just a few short weeks, DraftKings Sportsbook is going to be live right here in this state. Starting September 28th, you'll be able to bet on all your favorite sports from the comfort of your own home with DraftKings. You'll be able to bet lines, prop bets, whatever you want. DraftKings is the best around to do it with, too. To celebrate, all new customers will receive $200 in bonus bets on launch day when you sign up today using code WLCL. WLCL.
Right.
When you go to DraftKings and sign up. And you can go ahead and do that. The DraftKings Sportsbook app offers parlays, props, and so much more of your favorite sports. You'll be able to feel the thrill of the game like never before. And trust me, guys, when you can bet in-game, it's going to change your life. WLCL. Don't wait. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Sign up. Put in code WLCL. You'll get $200 immediately in free bets. Once mobile sports betting goes live here very shortly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbooks. Coming soon. Right here in Kentucky, code WLCL. If you got a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, 18 and older. You young bucks be out there trying to bet. Physically present right here in Kentucky. That's nice to read. Subject to regulatory and in licensing requirements. Bonus bets expire 7 days after they're issued. Bonus bets must be wagered one time, and stake is not included in winnings. Terms at sportsbook.com or sportsbook.draftkings.com/KY.
Since we're in a DraftKings mood, let's take the phone line.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we got some people on the phone line.
James, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away. Good.
Hey.
James, let me ask you one question before you get out of here. In football, who scores the first touchdown and why? Which player? Well, listen, normally I'd give you a hard time for not giving me a player name, but appreciate the call.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Nikki, was James the only guy we had on the line before I jump back into it?
I'm assuming that is it, Nick.
Take a quick drop.
No. Okay. All right. I was making sure we still connected. I was like,
wait a minute. Nikki, are we good to go? in the studio? Do you hear us clear? Okay.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
Okay. No.
Okay.
To answer your question, though, I haven't heard anything about Louisville Live either, nor do I want to. Look, concentrate on having a good season. Yeah, that's all I need from that. What do you think? What do you as we get closer to the game, are more people deciding they might want to go? Yeah, like which way do you see the crowd momentum going?
I think you're gonna get a little extra traffic. Yeah, I do. Because even me, I'm kind of back and forth, and now I'm like,
the
I kinda wanna
beautiful
go.
weather. You think?
Yes.
You think
Yes.
that's
You know what might send me over the top is I was chatting with Dr. Nunley, and there's a couple events, tonight and then tomorrow night. And like tomorrow night, I'm gonna tag along with Dr. Nunley to one, and I'm like, that might push me. I might just be like, and I'm heading down. I'm just going, it's like, man, because man, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a feel good thing. And let me parlay the two really quick, if you'll let me. I know you're gonna be mad at me for doing this.
Not at all.
But like I tweeted this out, okay, and I agree. On one side, like the news cycle is getting old. Like, I'm tired of the news cycle. I'm not saying it's anybody's fault, whatever. It's just I'm tired of the constant like, okay, this is happening. Now this is happening. Now this guy's leaving. Now we're doing this. It's like just a Whereas football has been 100% just the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Have you gotten any bad news?
No.
Now, look, the masochist in me wants to say, oh, it's too good. Yeah. Like, we're going to get killed, aren't we? I feel like the texter yesterday. But I mean, I don't think that's going to be the case. And I think a lot of people are like, I want to wrap myself in this football thing, man. I want to get involved because I think people are excited. And I think people really do feel like you're going to have a really fun September. I think you're going to go 4-0. I do. And I think you're going to enjoy it, man. I think next Thursday night's going to be a party. I think it's going to be packed to watch Murray State.
And I'll say this too. Again, you say 4-0. Steve, if I were you, if I had the Tom Jurich level power, I'd media blackout saying things like 4-0.
Yeah.
I would not let that cost me one bit of enjoying my Georgia Tech trip by saying something like 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
By putting one single game past Georgia Tech, especially, dealing with the okay, we are in the process of kind of rebuilding the self-esteem of the Louisville fan base.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yes.
Like I said, and here's the thing. What do we have learned this? No matter what, there are going to be arms folded, waiting for people waiting to pop out in the shadows. If we're down 7-0, here we go. So I'm not going to look 1 second past.
It might be me. Georgia Tech goes down and scores. Y'all don't want to watch games with me, man. Look, I talk about all these people. I talk about all these basketball. I'm like, it's just so toxic, man, back and forth. But like, man, you watch a game with me.
That's true, Steve.
I'm like, the Brahms sucks, dude. I'm like, dude, it's 7-0, dude. What are we doing? What? Josh, that's the best we could hire.
Listen. No truer words have been spoken than a live game of a Rick Pitino. Like I said, by the time I get back to the radio, my nerves have calmed down.
Yeah.
But we've been through the Rick Pitinos where you're like, dude, they can't play the matchup zone.
I know.
Stop trying to play the matchup zone, Rick.
Rick Pitino.
Listen, so yeah,
you gigantic idiot.
Listen, I've yelled at Stephen Enoch. I've yelled at Jordan Wara. Just, you gonna shoot us out to get. I've yelled at every single person. Like, I don't want them on my team. I don't want the coaches on my sideline. Bobby Petrino, he's not Lamar. Just everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, during the game, you're right. Nothing. all criticism is fair.
Yeah, that doesn't count during the game. But yeah, man, I don't know, and we'll get more into it. We didn't dive too far into it today the way we thought we might with Georgia Tech. It's going to be one of them games. I mean, to give you a macro, and tomorrow maybe we'll get into a little bit more of the micro of why. But I really think it's a game where it's pretty simple. Don't give them points. And I think you'll be fine.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Your biggest worry is getting outscored.
Well, it's because I don't know how turnover prone we are. No, I'm talking don't give them points. Don't turn
With
the ball over in the
turnovers,
red zone.
yeah.
Don't fumble the ball. Don't throw interceptions, Jack. Don't, don't. That's
Okay,
the
your
type
number
of
one
stuff.
concern is turnover.
Yeah. Well, I'm not.
What's your number one?
Yes.
And I'm talking about blind concerns.
Yes.
Like,
Okay. Yeah. I was going to say, let me be clear. It's blind because I don't know that we have a turnover problem.
Uh-huh.
But I think that if you told me Louisville doesn't turn the ball, Louisville's not going to give Georgia Tech points tomorrow or Friday. Oh, I love that. I can mix that up. It's Friday, not tomorrow. I like that. That means we're close.
Mm-hmm.
But if you tell me Louisville's not going to give points, I'm like, okay, I would be like, okay,
Louisville's not going to give up turnovers.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, and again, when I'm saying give points, pick sixes, turnover in the red zone, where their red zone, just something where it's like, God, you just gave them points. I mean, I think Satterfield was the only one just didn't take points in the red zone when
Or if he did, he was going to get them with Malik by hell or high water. If it took 7 downs in the red zone, it was going to be Malik or the kicker.
Yeah.
But we were going to have a leading scorer in the country.
Yeah. Golly.
It was going to be Malik or Turner.
Yeah.
Come hell or
Yes.
high water. We knew who was going to score this football. So 8150 939 3831 939 is the text line. Steve, my biggest concern. You know what my biggest concern is? And again, these are blind concerns. And this is not disparaging against if you have a better team.
Okay.
If you think you have a better team, a better roster, at most places. The one place your better might not show is the jump ball.
Just because of their athletes.
They're athletes.
Okay.
The jump ball.
Uh-huh.
Because right, and just listen, this is raw. This is right now. Listen, I think they're gonna have a decent run game. I think we're gonna have to commit some people to that box. Because I think of that offensive line head coach mentality is we are going to make sure we get yards running. If we have to send that extra guy in the box and take him out the secondary, I think they're going to test our corners. Can they get some one-on-one, right?
Sure.
They're going to find, they're going to split. They're going to test them. And again, I like my guys. I like the experience of Brownlee. When I watch, put it this way. I think Brownlee's violent.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I like the depth of the cornerback position. But you don't realize, man, the reason back shoulder throws are so effective is because you have to play perfect defense to stop it. Jump balls, listen. In my opinion, jump balls, back shoulder throws, one-on-one cornerback defense is damn near an impossible task.
Mm-hmm.
Cornerback defense on the road, cornerback defense when you're a favorite on the road, you're going down to Atlanta, in Atlanta.
Yeah. Game
1, Georgia Tech, a jump ball. Those guys are going to be pushing, and it's a jump ball. It's about a 65% likelihood that they're going to call a pass interference on most jump balls, pure raw jump balls. I listen, if I wasn't right with my stats, I'd be amazed if I wasn't right, but the jump balls end up in pass interference or catches because they never call offensive pass interference on the home team. Or it's just so rare.
But do you think it's going to feel that way here? Think it's going to feel like Georgia Tech's a home team?
Yes.
You do?
Oh, okay. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying attitude wise.
Okay.
Georgia Tech is going to, like, okay, it's like you weren't favored against Florida in the Sugar Bowl, right?
Right.
But our attitude was so violent,
Oh yeah.
you know, that we just, it was, I want my respect. We went to, you know, and you know how just like that hyperactive, you know, thing. I think those receivers, like I said, okay, I could break down Georgia Tech and say, hey, they don't have better players here, and we got the better team. The thing, they call it an island for a reason, Steve.
Yeah.
The receiving room and the cornerback room is the island.
Sure.
That's isolation. If they take a couple shots, get some pass interferences, get those free yards, or those receivers make just, you know, just one or two plays out there, it's gonna force us to back off everything. I just think jump balls are the only thing that can get us off kilter. I think we, like I said, I think we have a solid enough D. I think we're gonna move the ball, all that good stuff, but just, you know, they get a couple of jump balls. Now they're running game. Oh, yeah. Just, you know, I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it absolutely
that
does.
island is scary.
Yeah.
If they hold it down, if they hold down the island, you know, if cornerbacks make plays early, you're like, okay, game on. Game on. We got them.
Sure.
I'll tell you what,
I don't disagree with that.
We'll take our last quick commercial break. 939 DeVille. Anything good going on?
Hungry.
You said what?
We're gonna get some beef.
Probably. I don't know.
You said teenagers here. Teenagers got money.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maven. 8150. 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. So, Steve, as of now, would you take the 8.5?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty confident in my team, man. I really think we got a good football team this year. Yeah, I think I would take it.
You're locked in.
I think I would take it.
There has to be something good that you're locked into.
No, I'm just reading Twitter.
Is it something good?
No. No. Actually, what I was reading was there was a thing about Halloween Horror Nights.
Halloween Horror Nights.
We're going down. Not next week. Indiana game week. Well, I'll be here for the games, and I'll be back that Thursday. But we're going down to do Horror Nights. That's from Saturday.
Disney?
Yeah, well, it's Universal.
Uh-huh.
We're going back in October, but we're going down this time to take her sister, and we're doing a little 4-day trip. Her sisters went through a couple things here recently too. She got a couple kids, but they just recently went through something with the child. Yeah. That wasn't born yet, and we're like, you know what, let's get out. Let's get out and have some fun. You know, let's go away. So she's never been down there, so she's really pumped. We're really looking forward to getting her out, and we're going to take her to Horror Nights down there at Universal, and we're going to all the Disney parks, you know. So looking forward to it.
I can't do any. Look, I don't have the stomach for any for horror.
Well, Horror Nights is a little different because I'm with you. I don't do haunted houses and stuff, but they have like the Stranger Things, but they have like the actual. I mean, it's Universal. We're not talking like somebody set up in a field in Shepherdsville. Like,
you know what horror is? You know what horror is?
Smog in the sky. Welcome to this new house, cashless society.
Waking up on a beautiful sky at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then my sky looking like a Chick-fil-A waffle fry by 11:30 of lines of lines across my sky. You know what's horrifying, Steve? Maui with the big black fence now being put up around all these areas.
You don't like walls?
I love walls.
Nick's like, yeah. I told y'all.
Yeah, horror is seeing walls that are open. Jesse, if you're still there, Jesse, if you haven't hung,
Right.
right?
Gosh.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, yeah, no, he can practice. They put out a video the other day, and you can briefly see him kind of working out, with the team and stuff. I can't honestly. I don't think he'll play, especially in the first semester. Like I would pretty much assume to not have him.
Mhm.
But I mean, regardless of what happens, he is practicing. So
If he is enrolled, these are just safe assumptions. If he's already enrolled, which was confirmed that he was enrolled, barring him having a terrible first semester, he would be eligible second semester to play. If he took care of his academics, like he's supposed to. By everybody, do you mean quarterbacks? Yep. Right. Well, I appreciate the call first and foremost. Listen, right until you just said that, Jesse, I agreed with you. But maybe just the natural contrarian in me. You know what my brain just did, Steve?
I'm listening.
When Jesse was talking about pulling off the gas, I was like, pulling off the gas means substitution. And then I
Mhm.
thought, no, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. Georgia Tech is the perfect opponent to stay on the gas
Yeah.
and sharpen up your offense.
Especially with
Early in the year,
Thursday you're going to play Murray.
Yep.
And the plan is, no disrespect to Murray,
Yep.
is to be able to get a lot of reps
Yep.
in the third and fourth
In
quarter.
that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
agree.
I think you would leave your
You
one
make an
in
example out of them.
as much as you can, maybe the last 4 minutes of the game.
I was going to say, I think the two, if it was getting to where, say it's 42 to 14 in the fourth quarter, I think you see a backup quarterback, but I think it would still be full steam ahead.
Yeah,
play
one's
call.
one's play call.
Mhm.
Yep. It's a perfect game to work it. As always, 8150-939 is always the number. Live from BW3s. Appreciate you, Nikki.
Thanks, Nick. We don't care.